Hey everybody, it's the Burger Dude, and today we're making a jalapeno popper burger, which is exactly what it sounds like, a burger made with all the ingredients of a jalapeno popper, one of the greatest culinary inventions of humankind. And of course, this one's even better because we're making it totally vegan. So let's start off with the vegan bacon marinade. We'll add in 2 tablespoons of soy sauce or tamari, 1 teaspoon of smoked paprika. Next is a half teaspoon of liquid smoke. This is what it looks like. Some of you all have asked me where to get this stuff. I'm in Southern California and I can find it at just about every grocery store. But if you can't, you should be able to get some online. Then, as dictated by vegan law, we'll add in a tablespoon of nutritional yeast, aka Nooch. Next is a teaspoon of our good friend garlic powder, and since we're making a spicy burger, I'm going to add in half a teaspoon of this chipotle powder, but you could also use cayenne if you like. And then about a half teaspoon of MSG, and then to balance out all that smoke and salt, let's add 1 tablespoon of maple syrup. And give that a whisk, and then we're going to throw in our vessel for this lovely marinade in the form of these coconut strips. I found these at Trader Joe's, and here's what they look like. You want to make sure they're unsweetened and not of the super shredded variety. Make sure they have some width to them. So get about 1 cup of those in there and mix them around. And now in the past I've made a rice paper bacon, which is good for bigger strips, but since I was going to make bacon bits with these, coconut seemed easier and faster, which they totally were, as well as super crunchy and bacony too. If you want to make my rice paper bacon recipe, however, I'll leave a link right up there. But back to our coconut bacon, this is what it should look like. Go ahead and taste one to make sure the seasoning is where you like it. And if you're happy with them, get some oil in a pan. And now normally folks will bake these, but I like to pan fry them so I can make sure I don't under or overcook them. Just let them hang out in the pan undisturbed and then stir them around occasionally until they reach your desired doneness. These took me about 6 minutes or so, and for me this was perfect. They were pretty dang crunchy. I mean, listen to this. And I'm chopping these up smaller because I was worried I would burn them if I did so before frying them. Plus, it's fun to chop up crunchy stuff, as you can hear. Once they're chopped up to your desired choppiness, just add them to some Tupperware and store them until needed. And now we're going to prepare our spicy cream cheese spread, as no jalapeno popper is complete without some cream cheese. First, let's get some of these pickled jalapenos and give them a rough dice. And you can totally use fresh jalapenos if you like, but this burger also features some grilled fresh jalapenos, so I figured why not add some pickled ones into the mix to get the best of both worlds. And in regards to how many you should use, that's totally up to you. I believe I used about 18 slices, which came out to about a 1/3 cup once chopped. Next, let's get our vegan cream cheese, and I'm using this Kite Hill chive variety. They used to have a jalapeno flavor, but I haven't seen it in a dog's age. But this chive stuff is amazing, so it's nothing to get too upset about. We're going to add in 4 ounces of the cream cheese, and then we're going to throw in our chopped jalapenos. And then next, the cheddar cheese. I'm going to grate some of this Daiya cheddar block, and I highly recommend you grate your own cheese. The texture is just far superior in my experience. And again, I'm just kind of eyeballing how much cheese here, but I'd venture to say that it's about a 1/4 cup of the shredded cheese. And after that, just a few dashes of the chipotle powder, and then we're gonna mix that up. And that's what it should look like. Give it a taste, and then I decided I'm gonna add in about 2 teaspoons of that pickled jalapeno brine, just for a little more zip and zap. And then I'm gonna mix that up, and then, just like with the bacon, we're gonna store it in the fridge until needed. Alright, let's do a quick chipotle mayo, and usually for this I just get some vegan mayo and add some diced chipotles in adobo and call it a day, but recently I've discovered that the taste and texture is greatly improved if you blend them up. The sauce will emulsify way better and the flavors will combine more effectively as well. My only piece of advice here is you should probably make more than I did. For one, it'll blend a lot easier, and secondly, you'll have a lot more for later, which is always a good thing. Which reminds me, you can totally make the chipotle mayo, coconut bacon, and spicy cream cheese ahead of time and bring all of them to a barbecue or a cookout and whip these burgers up on the grill and impress all your vegan and non-vegan friends and family, which is definitely something I'm planning on doing this summer. Either way, let's add that to some Tupperware or a squeeze bottle for later. And since this is a jalapeno popper burger, I thought why not have 2 kinds of jalapenos on it? So here's our fresh jalapeno. We're going to slice it up for the grill. I like to leave the seeds in it, but if you want it less spicy, go ahead and remove them. If you do decide to make this on an outdoor grill, I would suggest grilling the jalapeno whole and then slicing it up. And now that we've prepped our pepper, let's set it aside, and it's time for our burger patty. And so I'm going to press out 4 ounces of plant-based meat using this large cookie cutter. In fact, it was too large, as I soon realized my meat to bun ratio would be a bit off. So I transferred the meat to a slightly smaller cookie cutter, and I know that most jalapeno popper burger recipes call to stuff the burger with the filling, which totally makes sense, but I've honestly found that usually results in a really big patty, which I'm not a huge fan of. For my dollar, the taste and texture is way better when you layer everything once we've cooked our burger. Speaking of which, let's get a skillet with some hot oil heated up. And first we want to toast our buns as per usual. I'm going to spread a little bit of vegan mayo on them, and then I'm going to add them to the skillet until they look something like this. And then next we're going to add in our jalapeno slices. We're going to cook them for a little bit, and then we're going to scoot them to the side and make way for our burger. So I'm going to season this with some chipotle powder and then some Montreal steak seasoning, but use whatever you like. And then we're going to fry it for about 3 minutes, and then we're going to give her a flip. Add a bit more of that seasoning, and then a slice of vegan American cheese, ideally. I'm using the Follow Your Heart brand, just in case you want to know. And we're going to add a bit of water around the burger, and then immediately cover to steam and melt the cheese. And there you go, Cuisinart, some unintentional product placement. But seriously, folks, steam and cover your vegan cheese so it melts. Few things make me sadder than seeing unmelted cheese on a burger, so please, I beg of you, melt your cheese. Speaking of, there you go, melted cheese, which makes everyone happy. Now onto your bottom bun, give it a good smearing of that chipotle mayo, and then we're going to add our cheeseburger, and then we're going to top that with some of the grilled jalapenos, and I decided to give it a taste test to see how spicy they were, so I licked my finger, and here's my response. Yep, it had quite a kick, but I love being kicked, so it worked out. And now we want to give it a healthy dollop or two of our spicy cream cheese. After that, let's top it with our coconut bacon. Make sure you make a mess so you can snack on some. And then finally, our top bun. And this burger was absolutely amazing. You got the crunchy vegan bacon, the spicy and savory cream cheese, the grilled jalapenos, and then that spicy cheeseburger. It's just super bananas how good this thing was. And I told myself I was only going to eat half now and save some for later, so I took a few bites, and then I said, well, it's later. And I dug in and I finished it. But this burger was just too freaking good. I really couldn't help myself. So it goes without saying, I really hope you all try out this recipe. I think you all dig it too. If you do, let me know how it goes. Tag me in your photos on Instagram. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all next time.